Do you have any concerns about the NDP not supporting the government, that the government could fall?
I have no such concern. At the end of every episode of a series on Netflix, they say, in the next part of this show, this is what will happen. We already know what will happen.
Welcome back to Northern Perspective, everyone. I'm Cypher.
And I'm Fox. This week, Yves Blanchette, the leader of the Bloc Québécois, has declared that they will be voting against the federal budget of 2024 and thereby voting non-confidence in the Liberal government. And they also slipped in a few jabs at the NDP while they were at it.
Let's take a look.
Sir, will the Bloc Québécois support the budget, and if so, why?
I have said for more than 1 month now that I would not support the budget because we already knew that there would be infringements, there would be intrusions in the jurisdictions of Quebec and the provinces, which we could not support. I said if there is $1 spent in Quebec jurisdiction, which is not a simple compensation without conditions, I will vote against it. And I also said, if you keep supporting oil and gas, we won't vote for it. If you keep not giving what they deserve to the elders, we will vote against it. None of our conditions have been respected, so we, of course, vote against it.
So there you go, everybody. That should put to rest any fears, any comments, any thoughts or concerns that the Bloc were going to, quote-unquote, prop up the Liberal government. And this is the thing. Quebec, by definition, doesn't support the Trudeau government. When it comes to votes that have no effect on their interest, they vote with the Liberals. Why?
Because it's an FU to the Conservatives.
Well, yeah. It's a jab at the Conservatives, and also they don't care what happens to the rest of Canada. They only care what happens within their jurisdiction.
Well, and the thing is, with the NDP propping up the Liberals right now, that's your majority. So the Bloc votes technically don't matter. It doesn't matter if they vote with the Liberals. It doesn't matter if they vote against the Liberals on certain things. With the NDP propping them up, their votes are moot. So it doesn't really matter which way they vote. Usually they vote for things like the confidence motion that the Conservatives had put forward, and they made it about the carbon tax. They voted with the Liberals because it sounds to me like Quebec, or at least the Bloc, are in favor of green energy and green policy. And it was kind of a screw you to the Conservatives. And again, the outcome of their vote didn't affect anything. It didn't matter.
Well, and the other thing is that Quebec has their own cap and trade system when it comes to, the quote unquote price on pollution. So it has nothing to do with them.
Yeah, again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which way they vote.
So they were like, all right, well, we'll vote against this just for fun. So, but it's nice to hear Yves Blanchette just completely unequivocally saying, no, we're voting against this. Doesn't make sense. It's infringing on the provinces, and we're seeing that. Even today, the premiers were declaring to the federal government that the 2024 federal budget is continuing its overreach by the federal government into the jurisdiction of the provinces. So, Fox and I were just talking about this, before we came on the show tonight. We've never seen a government trying to reach into the jurisdiction of the provinces in any way, shape, or form like this. And it seems that Trudeau's only doing this because he can't get any wins at the federal level. So he's trying to mooch off of the provinces at their level. And then if things go south, and they will, he can point at the provinces and try and blame them, like what happened with $10 a day daycare. What, you think the provinces are going to not learn their lesson with that? Of course they're going to learn their lesson. They're going to, I see how it is. Fine, screw you. We're not going to participate in any of your further programs. And then Trudeau's going to say, well, no one wants to play with me.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, so imagine the provinces as a middle-aged couple, and they've got their own kids, and they've got their own home, and they've got their own family and their own lives. And then you've got the grandparents constantly trying to meddle. That's what it reminds me of.
My supplementary, sir, is Mr. Singh is saying that he can't decide to support the government right now on the budget, that he needs to speak with the Prime Minister to see if he can get more concessions perhaps on taxing corporations. Do you have any concerns about the NDP not supporting the government, that the government could fall?
I have no such concern. At the end of every episode of a series on Netflix, they say, in the next part of this show, this is what will happen. We already know what will happen. Mr. Singh will come here and find an explanation for his keeping supporting the Liberals.
Wow.
Savage. Although I hope he's wrong. I hope this is the time that Jagmeet finally decides to do what's right for Canadians and not what's right for him. But like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, it all depends. It all depends on Jagmeet. Like the thing is he has to know that everyone thinks he's a joke. Because, you know, he criticizes the Liberals. Oh my God, they're so bad. And then, you know, he votes for them. So, like, nobody believes him anymore.
Well, and here's the other thing. Politics is not just who votes for you and how many votes you get. A lot of it's also fundraising. So this new budget is really going to piss off people who are very well off. It's also going to piss off the middle class with this capital gains tax. And it's going to piss off the corporations. So if you're the NDP and you have even just a couple corporations or a couple very well-off benefactors who are giving you money and you vote for this garbage, expect them to pull their sponsorship immediately.
Well, and this is what it comes down to, right? You have Jagmeet Singh, and he's managed to let the Liberals literally steal his lunch money, right? Because the Liberals have gone further left than Jagmeet Singh in all of his policies. So, you know, the fact that the Liberals have done that, like, what do you have left, Jagmeet? You have nothing. You have nothing else to offer people. The only thing that you have, and I'm surprised he doesn't see this yet, or maybe he does, is that the only thing you have left is literally to get rid of this government. That's it. That's all you have.
That's the only way that you can win more votes, because the longer you hang on, the lower and lower your party is going to sink. Because, again, the Liberals and Justin Trudeau, they're going to do what Liberals are going to do. They're going to keep doing their agenda, and nobody's going to stop them. It's the NDP who are the ones allowing them to do that. So the NDP, if they pull the plug, then they can say, oh, look at us. We stopped the Liberals from putting in this horrendous budget that was going to kill innovation, kill corporations, make it so that if you had a retirement property, you weren't allowed to sell it, that the government would take a chunk of that. They're the ones that can say, look, we stopped this. We're the heroes. Which, quite frankly, if they have to say that, fine. I don't care. Just whatever we need to get to that election, because we know we're going to get a Conservative majority.